Yo, what's up?
Hello?
Yeah, right. It's someone's favorite flight risk, not mine. That's a different show.
Aluak. No, wait, wrong one.
I guess we should address the people. Um, I'm the guy that made stuff and WPL'd it all over everything, and this is Kevs. We're
Hello.
so in the end, I guess I should be a little bit formal about this rather than just screw around. I had an idea, and that's when bad things happen. But here we are. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this thing. We're gonna do a tier list, but it's not just any tier list. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Next season is our first restricted format that we are going to be doing in the WPL for draft, and it's going to be a little bit weird. So I want to go over the rules, and we kind of want to go over a couple of takes, hot takes, cold takes, whatever you want to call it. Kevs will be wrong, but that's fine. Um, Kevs will be wrong.
Okay.
No, Kevs. Honestly, I think it's better that you're here because you have more experience doing draft with restricteds than me. So it's probably good to have.
That is probably very accurate considering I play a lot of restricted formats.
Did you say Hormats?
Formats. I don't know. Am I slurring my words? Did I drink too much today?
No, I just think that'd be a funny play on words if you said Hormats rather than formats. But here we are.
Oh, oh, because I'm a drafter.
You sick and who's the other one? Matrix,
Noah.
yeah. Oh yeah, I guess Noah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess Noah too. Okay, so I guess I'll go over roughly the way the format's gonna go. So I have this here as a way that we can kind of build a little bit just to kind of see what a team could potentially look like. So next season, there are mandatory picks like usual, tier 1, 2 tier 2s, 2 tier 3s, 2 tier 4s. Cool, right? Same as usual. And then we have 4 restricted picks like we usually do, certain amount of points. It's normally been 110. This season will be 120. But here's the trick. Here is the fun part, or not so fun. But this is the only way I can see it how to do it and not be
Yes,
broken.
guys. He indeed did say 4 restricted picks. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Don't worry
four
about it.
four free picks. 4 free picks. One of them has to be restricted. So I'm gonna make this one a different color just to make things. What's a nice color? Let's just do sure. So this one is your restricted pick. Must be a restricted pick. Cannot be any other pick other than a restricted one. The reason this is the case because I wanted better restricted Pokemon like Miraidon, to be more expensive. So they're not too broken because I just remember the first time we did it. If you get like a low pick in the draft, it's not fun because you kind of like drew the short straw and now you've got a lower value restricted. So what's the bonus of you being down there? Well, you get a better team. We have the restricted format split into, or the restricted tier list split into 4. So we have the top ones are 80 points, which would leave you with 40 points for the last 3 picks. Same as before, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 for tiers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Obviously, the better mons are in the higher tiers. So if you pick one of those broken ones like Miraidon or something like that, you are only going to have room for a tier 4 and 2 tier 5s. So depending on what those are, it could be something like, I don't know, Altaria or something like that. I don't know. And then we have like Grookey. I'm just throwing names out there. They're not actual ideas. But it basically, and then you can go pick a 20 pointer, something like I don't know, give me like Kyurem or something like that, or Kyurem,
Galaric.
Calyrex. Yeah, if you wanna punt with your restricted pick, you could go for this thing. But here's what happens when you do that. You have, don't worry, we'll get into the picks soon. You'll have 100 points to pick with your 3 remaining free picks. So that'll give you a tier 1 if you wanted, another tier 2 if you wanted, and a tier 5. So now your team is looking pretty well rounded if you do something like that. Because now, like, obviously the one that everyone's probably going to want is Lugia, which I believe is a 20 pointer. And now you can throw together supporting pieces, something like an Ogre Pawn if you really wanted to. Or you can, in a tier 2, you could do something like Great Tusk or whatever. Now the team looks pretty solid across the board. So I think this is the model that people are going to go for first. But let's not forget the fact that Miraidon, Koraidon, Kyogre, Groudon, those things are broken as hell. So it doesn't mean you're going to have a bad team. It just means that you're basically going to have to round out your team with maybe 9 picks instead of 11. So if you want to go top heavy, I guess you go with that. If you want to have a well-rounded team, then I guess whatever you guys want. In the end, I think we're going to see a lot of interesting team composition. So without further ado, Kevs, what is the first restricted we're going to talk about? I don't even care what order you do it in. Just pick one.
Calyrex is the first one.
Calyrex. So with a motto with Calyrex, again, you don't have to pick your restricted first, but we are going to make it a rule that if you go into your free pick, so you overflow, obviously you don't need to pick a free pick or use your points until you've picked any of your mandatory picks. So tier 1, 2 tier 2s, 2 tier 3s, 2 tier 4s. If you pick 2 tier 4s and you want to go to another tier 4, it has to be a free pick, obviously, but we're going to make it so you have to do a restricted first. And the reason why is because you can be soft locked. If you go for, let's just say you do, Calyrex isn't here. Sorry, we're doing Calyrex, don't worry. If you go for a tier 1, yeah, that one's done. Your tier 2, all of these are done. And then you grab a 50-pointer, a 40-pointer, and a 10-pointer, and you're like, okay, I have to pick a 20-point restricted right now, and there's none left. Now what do you get? Nothing. There's nothing available. So you soft lock yourself into that. So because of that, it's unlikely, but it's possible, whatever. You go Cosmo. Cosmo, let's go. Restricted 20-pointer. Where do we tier this?
The
GOAT.
It's so good.
The GOAT. Yeah, so in the end, if anybody, I think you should probably go for your restricted early anyway, would you think? Kind of early?
Well, considering what I plan to do is probably go for one of the lower tier ones, so I'll probably not be grabbing it first.
Well, but here's the thing. Somebody else might want to do that as well. So you want to scoop up that specific restricted. So like your first pick, first overall, obviously I'm going to be first overall because, I rig it, right? So with my first pick overall, yeah, right. I might want to go for something like Zekrom. Build a team around Zekrom. It's a 40-pointer. And now I can go for a tier 1 and I can go for a tier 4 and I can go for a tier 5. If that's the model I want to go for. You know what I mean? Something like that. So if you want to go for a 40-point kind of team model or team construct, you better get it early because if it's not there, there's a lot of nice 40-pointers, just saying. There's a lot of nice 40-pointers. Like Mewtwo's there, which we'll get into. So yeah, let's do Calyrex, but before we do the Calyrex, let's just kind of show what this tier list is going to be. This isn't how good something is, because obviously this would be very easy. Okay, Koraidon, Groudon. Like, we're not doing that. Everybody and their dog has done a tier list like that. I want to do specific to next season. What is hella value? Actually, let's call this one hella value. No, let's call this one hella...
Your mom.
Whatever.
God damn it.
Whatever. It's not just my tier list, it's yours. So obviously the riders are banned. Xerneas and Yveltal aren't in the game, and neither is whatever the hell this thing is. Zygarde, yeah, that thing. So they're not in the game, and obviously we're banning the riders because they're too broken. We tried to fit it, but anyway. So where are we putting Calyrex? Can it work?
It is.
Or is it in
even
meh?
at 20 points, even for 20 points, it's meh.
You know what? The fact that you can grab like this thing. Let's look at this thing for a quick second. So Calyrex, it gets Trick Room. So right off the bat, it's basic. Well, oh my goodness, those stats are so bad. I thought it was 100 across the board. It's not. You know what? This thing has so many weaknesses. What are they? We got Dark, Ghost, Fire, Bug, Fire Flying. So it's 7 weaknesses, I think, right? Or
Ice.
6? Ice. So everything. So this thing has so many weaknesses. Let's not even think about this. Let's just put it in the map. If you really, really want to have 2 tier 1s on your team and a tier 2 or 3 tier 2s and 2 tier 1s, whatever, and you need to go for the 20-point model, this could work. Like, it's not, like, completely garbage. Like, it's not going to do any damage. It's not going to survive any hits. Oh, and that's get Snarl. Hey yo. All right. Yeah, this thing is hot garbage. I dare someone to pick it.
Uh, Whoever picks it gets an extra tier 1 mon.
Literally, you can because you spent 20 points. Okay, we're just gonna put these two things down here as well. Cosmog, Cosmo. There are some stuff because this thing has such a high defense stat and stuff like that. Like, and you, again, if you really want another tier 1 and another tier 2, and you just want to throw away your restricted pick and to be a mascot, sure. I have nothing against it. You're probably not gonna win, but I could see someone in Ultra Ball doing it.
Yeah, somebody pick it, please.
Honestly, I respect it.
Please.
I respect it. Okay, so you just want to go in order of these friggin' things, or just pick one?
Yeah, because either way, it's an alphabetical order. So yeah, I'm good with that.
All right, let's do the Dialgas. The OG. Let's do the first one. Where's that one going? Well, first of all, what's it worth? Is that one a 40 point or a 60 point?
That is indeed a 60 point. They're both 60 points.
Okay, so they're both 60. I'm just gonna put them there for now because it's in the middle. So, would you say it's good value at 60 points, or would you say it can work? Is it just that they're fine? Because like with this model, you can't pick another tier 1. You can only get a tier 2, and then like what does it look like over here? So if you go for Dialga, and it's worth 60 points, that means it only leaves you 60 left. So you have to go 40, 10, 10. So you know what? I don't think Dialga's great value, to be honest. What do you think? I think it's good.
Considering the new legendaries, it's not as good as it was. I would guess, like compared to the last generation.
I'd say it can work.
It can work. Yeah.
Yeah, like a tier 2.
It's another restricted that can set Trick Room for itself.
Yeah, it won't be a bad team. It's just like, like when it comes to value, and again, this is what we're doing. We're doing value. Like obviously Koraidon, like we're going to talk about the most expensive one, and Groudon and Kyogre and whatever it is. Those are really expensive, but are they still broken? And is your team still going to be broken? We'll get into that when it comes, but yeah, I'd say Dialga is probably on the lower end of the value because I still think it's good, but 60 points is expensive for that.
I think it should be pretty reliable.
Reliable?
It's another mon that it's a restricted mon that can set up Trick Room. It can run multiple different sets. It has great coverage. I think
Fair.
It's pretty reliable.
Earth Power is really good on that thing too. It gets Power Gem, Earth Power, and then it gets the 2 stabs. I think it gets T-Bolt and stuff like that as well. So like it's
Yep.
and it's one of the better Trick Room setters. So you know what? It's you'd probably run it like a Cresselia with more offense because it's so bulky. What 120 defenses?
120 defense, 100 SPDF. I can guarantee that.
What's the HP stat?
100.
100. You know what? It's not Cresselia bulky, but it's still pretty bulky and a really good typing. So honestly, and telepathy too. That's not bad. Yeah, I'd probably put it in reliable. What about the origin form? Do you think it's better?
Not necessarily.
Item slot's gone.
I've already tried using Dialga Origin in restricted formats. I liked it. I do really like it, but I think it's not as good as the normal Dialga. Another person that can mine attest to this is Ant-Man. He's also used it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love it. I've used it as a Specs, Assault Vest, Iron Defense set because it has 20 more base
the origin form.
Yeah.
I thought it had to hold the item to be the origin form, so you can't run AV on it.
Oh yeah, my bad. I'm an idiot.
Idiot.
I got the wrong one.
Yeah, you did.
Sorry, I was thinking of. It's just that I think of AV when I use all coverage moves.
Yeah, that's true.
Iron Defense, Bolt Beam. No, wait,
is this also 60 points?
Yes, it's also 60 points.
Yeah, I would put it down here. It could work. Like, I don't think it's bad. It's just expensive, and the item slot's gone, and so this is taunt fodder. This is. Would you put it also reliable, or should we save this for like?
I would put it can work. It's not really reliable. I just think the item restriction is a huge burden on it.
So would you say that the other origin forms as well are in the same category?
Hell no. Hell no.
Ooh, we do those later.
I can already tell you that. Hell no.
Okay, okay. Well, spoiler alert. We'll do it later. We'll do it later. Um, okay. Eternatus is worth what right now? 40 points.
40 points.
Okay. I think we're getting into the good value. Where do you think about Eternatus? I think its speed stats amazing. And its special attack is really high, and its typing is phenomenal. So like,
Oh yeah.
only
I
downside
think
is its ability's pressure, right?
Yeah. But,
And that's it.
you know, abilities doesn't necessarily make them on. It can make it
No.
better, but looking at this thing, yeah, hell no. I think this stat distribution itself is already really good.
Well, the HP stat is really nice to have. Like you can run it, you can kind of spec it like you would an Iron Hands. Like you don't need to run any HP. Like you just kind of run the defense stats up, and then the HP stat being so naturally high as it is, so you can even just go like 252 modest, and then you just run the bulk of some kind, right? Unless you need the speed, and it's so high, you just kind of go with what you need. So this outspeeds what base 95s. This outspeeds base hundreds. So, and I don't even have a positive nature. So, like, honestly, like, you could just bulk this out, right? And then you just throw, whatever, the 4 HP in there or something. So, I can see this being a really strong set. Look how bulky that is. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's thick as hell.
Yeah, I am a fan of the speed stat. That's the one thing. Poison Dragon kind of suck offensively, but look at the coverage. Flamethrower, Flash Cannon, Meteor Beam, Power Herb. Shadow Ball, like this, and Cosmic Power sets. Yeah, I think this is really good value. So would you put this at hella value? Or would you put it in the broken one?
For what it actually is, I would put it at the broken part.
Ooh. So you can see this going really early.
Either I think it's lower broken or really high hell value.
That's fair. I guess we could leave it in the broken column for now. And we can always adjust as we go or whatever. The Giratinas, let's do both of them at the same time. Should we do the bad one first?
All right, so Origin is going first?
I think the base form is bad. It just has, what is it, 100 offense?
Yeah, it's 100 offense and then 120 defenses and 150 HP, I think.
Like, this thing doesn't even get Trick Room. Like, that's the one. Like, just draft Dusclops, right?
Let's be honest. Does it really need Trick Room? Nah.
Well, but how are you gonna run this thing? Like, what's this thing? It's all my friends are dead syndrome, right?
Yeah,
can this be such a pain in the ass that you don't want to ignore it?
Like, this is like the ultimate restricted support mod.
With what though? What's it supporting with? Like, Roar, Will-O-Wisp, I guess.
P-Wave, Breaking Swipe, Icy
Yeah.
Wind. I think it gets Pain Split, something like that.
Pain Split with 150 HP stat. I love it. Please bring that set against me. You'll heal me.
That would be so fun.
You know what?
Calm Mind.
Calm Mind sets. If you ran a Calm Mind Giratina against it, like, yeah. I can see this set being okay. So you know what? I wouldn't put it. Where is it? I wouldn't put it in like the meh category. Like it's obviously shouldn't be next to Kelly Rex.
I would put it, and it can work.
Yeah, even at 20 points, I don't think the value is quite there for how cheap it is. I don't think it does enough that you want that slot to do. But with 20 points, and then you draft another tier 1 that's completely broken. Go get an Annihilate or something like that, or go get like Whimsicott or whatever. Like, hey, supports the rest of the team. Is this better or worse, the Origin form? I think it's way better.
I honestly don't think it's way better. I just think they're about the same thing because base 120 attack is not that good into restricted. Otherwise, we would run Dialga physically.
Well, here's why I think that it's better. So first of all, the Grizius or core or whatever it is, so it has to hold it, right? But you're basically what's that?
It has 2 items now, yeah.
So the fact that it gets to hold the item and you get the 1.2 power, so it's like a free whatever the whatever the 2 items, right? The shadow
Sure.
tag, no, shadow spell tag,
Spell tag.
and then uh,
Dragon.
dragon
Fang.
fang. Yeah, that one. So the fact that it gets the boost already on that, and it has this broken ass move,
Anti-protect.
Shadow Force. Okay, this thing is. I think this thing is phenomenal, but it's intimidate fodder, right?
Yes, sir.
That's the one down. I like the levitate. It's like having levitate being immune to ground, and then you have the normal and the fighting immunity. So 3 immunities on 1 mon is always nice. So I would put this thing 1 step higher. Just 1 step higher, because this is doing no damage whatsoever. And this can do some pretty good damage, I think. Personally. If you're gonna grab something like this, like the Giratina, if you're thinking about it, I would definitely grab stuff that can hit normal types really hard. Like I'd go for like not just a fighting type, I'd go for a very strong fighting type, like a Conkeldurr or something. That way, like if somebody wants to tear normal to get around the shadow, what the hell is it called? Shadow Force. That's it, Shadow Force. You can punish them for it. So I do think that as 20 points, this thing could be pretty good. So once again, Kevs is wrong. Yeah. I don't know. Would you put it high, it can work, or like low reliable?
I would.
Unless
I
we
would
change
put it. It can
reliable.
work. I would put it below the Dialga Origin, but
Change
right
it to
above.
decent.
Decent.
Below the origin.
There you go.
All right.
In the middle of the origin and the regular.
Why did I invite you?
Just to mess around with you. Now,
All right.
my goat is next. My
The
goat.
fun ones. Okay. Everybody, this is, by the way, those 2 Giratinas are 20 points, so that's why I was saying it's pretty good value. They're not great, but the value's there.
Even at 20, they're all right.
I might actually go for this. I haven't decided yet, depending on where I'm drafting, because like I love my tier 1s.
Coward.
Let's do the Koraidon. So this thing is really freaking good. It enables itself, and it can enable a lot of low tier stuff. I would put this thing really high value, even at 80 points.
Yes, sir.
But I do think the 80-point model is still really hard to work with. But I do think that the fact that do you know how many chlorophyll mons are in tier 4?
Blossom.
Vileplume.
Vileplume, I
Scovillain.
think you put it in tier 3, didn't you?
No. Well, have a look, because you're there.
No. You put it down there. If I remember, I think Victory Bell.
Victory
Scovillain.
Bell might. No, it's tier 4. You're right. Scovillain, I think, would be really freaking good next to that thing. Oh my goodness. Rage powder and that stupid extract thing, spicy extract. Yeah. 8, and you can pair it with Sunflora and tier 5. Solar power, baby. Or Charizard, actually. That's tier 4 as well. You know what? The fact that this thing sets the sun and enables really low tier stuff, I would put it as broken.
Oh, yeah. I love that thing.
You're like, Jay, I was already there like a long time ago.
Yeah, I already knew.
You already knew. All right. So that one was easy. So yeah, sun mode, sun team, go sun. Let's do the other sun, Groudon. It does the same thing. Everything that we just said about Koraidon applies to this. But how bad is Precipice Miss?
Very.
So would we just put it 1 step below?
Honestly, yeah.
Because like again, you can enable like there's no Cherrim. Remember that strat?
Oh yeah, with the flower gift.
Yeah, it doesn't have that anymore. But I still think that everything applies. Like you can get a Blossom, you can get a Vileplume, you can get any like even Leafeon. Go get Leafeon in tier 5. Like it just enables it right away. Not to mention other fire users, like a special Firemon. Like imagine putting Salazzle next to this thing. Oh my goodness. Like you get the fake out support, fake out support, and not to mention it just enables its special attack. It's just really freaking good. Well, and not to mention, what do you?
Up Groudon, please grab Hisui and Lilligant.
No,
you guys are good.
I grab base
That's all you
Lilligant
need.
because again, intimidate fodder. You know, clear
That's
amulet, I
all you need,
guess. Yeah.
guys.
All right. Yeah,
And
it's the
and the
only
fact
team
that
that
it gets
works.
coaching, so
Oh
it's
yeah,
good
I didn't know
against
that.
intimidate. Oh,
Coaching.
oh, I ran Primal Groudon plus Hisuian Lilligant, and it was so good. Got it to top four because it has sleep powder, it has coaching, and it has sweet scent to make the precipice blades hit.
Well, and I like that too. I actually like that point because coaching negates any intimidate unless you have two of them and you're cycling it. But you can only cycle once a turn unless you're doing like pivot switch, whatever it is. You know.
Damn you, Incineroar. Goddamn parting shot.
Yeah,
Bitch.
like you're not facing Incineroar every week, so like Groudon might not be used a lot in VGC right now, but in draft this thing still wrecks. So
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Hisui and Lilligant. So yeah, I'd say that's pretty good too. You want to do the other weathers too, or you just want to go in the order like Ho-Oh? I think we have to do
We'll go in the
Kyogre.
order. Because either way, next up is after Ho, it's Rain. So
So let's
don't
just do
matter.
this. Let's just do this. There we go, manipulating it just like the draft
'Cause
order.
there's only one Rain setter.
Yeah, that's true. And
There's no point
Miraidon's
of it.
just sitting over there. We should probably do that one too. That way the partners are out of the way. Kyogre.
We already know. We already know.
Broken.
Yes.
Is there any downside to running Kyogre at 80 points? Because I feel like Urshifu's really good for it. Torn is really good for it. You know, like Kingdra would be a great partner for it. I think Raichu would be a really nice partner for it. And some of those are higher value picks, like tier 1s and 2s. Is it harder to make Kyogre work in draft than it is Groudon?
Well, I'm gonna let out all the things that I thought about if I actually got it again. Uh, you can actually pick your own tier one that's not the support that it needs, aka Torn.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would rather drop down to tier 2 and grab Illumise or Volbeat. That gives me both Tailwind and Sunny Day. Just like
Yeah. Like I do think, but it's like it's the rain giving you the bleak wind stuff, and you can rain dance if they decide to change the weather, and you give the speed control. So like, yes, Torn's a perfect partner for it, but I guess Illumise could work. Or
Illumise also
Volbeat.
gets fake tiers because it nukes the shit out of everything with that at -2.
Yeah, so you could make. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, you can definitely make it work. But my question is, should it be beside Kyogre, or it's like should it be beside Groudon or Miraidon? Like, is it? Like, I feel
I
like
think we can all agree that Kyogre's, even with less tier 1 support, it's still better than Groudon by far.
all right, that's fair. I don't really care, to be honest.
The fact that it
I
has
just-
a reliable stab move that does more damage than its signature move is pretty amazing.
Yeah, and I guess this thing definitely wants to be wide guarded. So like because like its two strong moves are the spread moves, so like wide guard would definitely be. I'm not a big fan of wide guard, but against the Kyogre, like by you clicking wide guard every turn, it kind of takes the best bullet out of its gun, right? So you know what, drafting something with feint, like Mienshao on a team with Kyogre. You know, like when you're drafting, like I'm not saying this to you, I'm saying to everybody watching, even though you suck at drafting too.
Hey.
I,
Hey.
hey. Hey. You
You're
gotta
so
look
fucking
at.
funny, guy.
I don't even have this. We didn't even check the soundboard, but whatever.
Oh.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, if you're gonna draft Groudon, I would highly recommend drafting something with feint. I think Hitmontop would be really nice to have next to Kyogre as a tier 2. If you're gonna go for it, because you got to think of ways that people are gonna stop what you want to do. And like for example, you grab Rain. I think another Pokemon that would go great with Kyogre is draft Moltres, Kanto Moltres, being a threat in the sun and benefiting from the rain with Hurricane and stuff. Or go for something a little bit better. Go for the Rotom Heat. You got the Thunder support, and they set the rain. They set the sun, and you got Overheat. So
Great.
yeah. So look at how people would stop you, and then draft things that would help with that. So anyway, so yeah, I think there's a lot of ways you can support the Kyogre as well. So you're right, I'm wrong. Anyway,
Yeah.
You know what?
As Ant-Man says.
If Precipice Miss was not 85% accurate, it would be right there with it. But Ugh.
And if it's what is it? It's flying coverage for it, aka rock slide, was also just not as inaccurate. It also would be better.
Yeah. Origin Pulse is still inaccurate, but Water Spout's just wow.
Water spout is water spout.
Yes.
Yeah.
Miraidon. Does this able
Yeah.
enough so anything with iron in front of it benefits from this thing? I don't think there's a lot of Spore Sleep Powder in draft. Like there's some, but not every week, so it's not like you're facing an Amoonguss every week. I might go for a hot take. Do you put this here?
I still think it's broken, honestly.
Yeah, just
Because
because like
it enables every single paradox slash iron mon, and
mhm.
it allows it to have them to get an actual item besides the actual boost. And then there's all the unburden users you can use along with it that could
Oh yeah,
potentially help it out a lot.
I forgot about Unburden too. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Terrain is really nice because a lot of people can't deal with terrain control. You know, not a lot of people draft like terrain control. They just kind of deal with it. So having that as an option, I think that might be kind of nice. And it is. You know what's kind of nice though? It kind of balanced things. Only one Pokemon in the entire game gets Rising Voltage now.
Oh, that poor Pincurchin. You're my goat.
Pincurchin doesn't get Rising Voltage.
It doesn't get it anymore?
No, it's
Oh.
Raging Bolt. Yeah, Raging Bolt. So let's give like something uber strong that has 137 special attack. Yeah, let's give that something that just doubles the power of a move and and the terrain boost, whatever. Yeah, um, wouldn't
Cringe.
recommend wouldn't recommend drafting the two of these together because they have the exact same typing. Wouldn't recommend it, but I'd get it. Yeah. So let's. I guess we'll put this in broken because Kevs is king right now. Hey, let's start tiering within the tier. Do we still think that Eternatus is the most value?
Eternatus below. Well, considering the pointage,
Yeah.
I would say probably yeah.
Ooh. All right. So we
But
do have. Yeah.
I would put Koraidon below those two.
What two? Miraidon first.
Kyogre first.
Oh, Kyogre first. Ooh. Okay. I don't care. It's not my tier list.
And then,
It's yours. Hold on. How do I
what
title
do you
this?
mean?
Kevs.
It's
Hold,
yours
shut up.
in
Shut up.
your
Shut up. Shut up.
video.
Shut up. Shut up. Kev's tier list. Kevs is. I can't write it anyway.
Right there, file name.
Where is it? File name.
Below.
File name. Just choose files.
Oh, rip. Save download, and then just name it after me.
We'll save it later. Kev's stupid tier list. That's what we'll call it. Ho-Oh. This thing's worth how many points? 40?
That is indeed 40.
So, grabbing Ho-Oh does allow you to grab another tier 1. I think this is another really good value pick.
Yeah.
Special Wall. Weak to rock, so you definitely want to draft around it. You know, the only rock moves that are usually coming into you are pretty much Rock Slide and Meteor Beam. So, defensive Terra for the Meteor Beams that you're not facing every week, but just draft a Wide Guard Mon. Protects you from Rock Slide. I think this thing's pretty safe. So, if you draft the right team around it, which you can definitely do with a 40-point model, because again, just to remind everybody, if you go for a 40-point model, call it you can grab another tier 1 if you wanted to support this thing pretty well. So, yeah, I think what do you think of Ho-Oh right now?
Yeah, I think it's going to be amazing, honestly, at 40 points.
Ooh,
I know people are hating the fact that it has a quad weakness, but it's
who
just
cares?
one.
Terra.
Terra, and it's most of the times it's spread, so it can actually take a hit.
Well,
And then
and if you
have
use a
then
Scald into this
you,
thing,
yeah,
how much
you
is
also
it
have that
doing?
you also have that argument of like you said, Terra, and everybody that I say that to, they're like, oh, it makes it a Terra hog, or it always wants to Terra. Like, you don't
Not with
always
these
have to
defensive stats.
Yeah, it's base 90 defense though, but
Well, but again, 100 HP, 106 HP, 154 special defense. Like you could always especially defensively bulk this thing out. Like this thing does get pretty tanky.
Yeah, use 20 EVs, guy. Get good.
20
Below,
EVs.
down below, down below. Pro tip.
Uh, use a different.
Yeah, yeah, loser. I thought you
There
knew
we
how to
go.
EV your mons.
Oh, actually, I'm surprised it didn't tell me to put the IVs in. But anyway,
Uh,
something like this, like this
showdown,
thing,
showdown slacking.
yeah. This special defense is no joke though. Like if you're using hydro pump into this thing, there's no hydro pump in the game that kills this unless it's Kyogre. Um, like this is way too bulky.
Very.
So you know what? I don't know. Ancient power lookout, I guess. I don't know. Even so, I'm hold on. I'm going to do a damage calc on an ancient power. Give me an ancient power, mon.
Kyogre. Literally the first thing that popped into mind.
I don't know. Rayquaza. Sure, why not? Ancient power.
Yeah,
I think it
special
gets it.
Rayquaza. Yes, it does.
Okay, so even if you 252, let's go modest.
Your mom.
And for the hell of it, let's throw a life orb on there. Hold on. There we go. We survive. So, talk to me about your quad weakness again. You know what I mean? This is a quad super. Yes, ancient power isn't that strong, but like how many things? Like whatever. Glamora power gem. Let's see. Glamora.
How about I think something more realistic? Do
Glamora?
Mian Shao Rock Slide.
Stone Edge. There you go. So this thing still isn't even killing you. And by the way, I have no EVs on this set whatsoever. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, yes, you don't want to get chunked that hard, but these restricteds are built so bulky to begin with. They can survive things like this. So, again, I think you and I both agree Ho is really nice, especially at the point value.
Yes.
So,
Yes, sir.
yo, let's do the Caillou rims.
Octo was gonna kill you after this.
All right, let's do the better one. Is Kyurem White 60 points?
Oh, sorry, my bad. Yes, it is.
All right, let's put it right in the broken value because I wanted to put this in tier 1 and it's not. So, where would you put this? 170 special attack? Like, damn.
I think yeah, it's such a nasty special attack. And then
And
the
it gets
buff that
freeze
it got
dry.
with,
And it gets
yeah.
freeze dry.
Yeah, when I saw that, I immediately started making a team around this because 60 points is not. It's not bad for this type of restricted. Yes, it's one of the slower ones or one of the 90 speed ones. No, it's 95, isn't it?
95 speed, I think. Where is it? Caillou Rim.
Kyler.
Yeah, 95.
It is
This
95.
So hold on. I just thought of something. So should we put it in hella value because it needs the support?
Yeah, I'd say
These things don't need help. I don't think. These things
they
can just
support
be.
each other. They support themselves pretty
Yeah.
much.
So you know what? I'd put this thing high value. High hella value. Just because it's a nuke, but it needs help.
Yes.
Like I think if you
It
can
needs
grab
either tailwind or it screens.
Alolan Ninetales would be so good for this thing. Imagine Assault Vest, Kyurem White, and then you just
Yeah.
have the snow next to it. My goodness. Like, what do you take care of first? Do you taunt or fake out the Ninetales, or do you just stop yourself from dying?
Yeah, that's what I recently saw. I recently saw a match, Cali Shadow and Ogerpon. What's it called? The rock one against
Oh,
Alolan
Cornerstone.
Ninetales. Yeah, and against Alolan Ninetales and Kyurem White.
Yeah.
Uh, the guy with the Cali Shadow and the Ogerpon struggled against it because it was so hard to decide on what you want to stop first.
Yeah.
And obviously you need to find out what type of set the Kyurem is, because if you just double attack into a protect, you're screwed. If it's like you said an AV set with snow buffing its defense, it's pretty hard to take down. So you got to
Well,
decide what do you value more, to not let screens go up or get rid of the restricted one first.
well, the only thing I would say to that is Brick Break is super effective into it. So if you
Yeah, no
do,
shit.
Yeah. So it's just like you can break the screens and do decent damage, so I can see that being a good counter. And not every team is going to have anti-weather, so I do think that this thing would like to have. I don't think Abomasnow would be a good partner for it. I think it would. I
No,
think it'd be Ninetales. You
yeah,
could
because
run.
Ninetales also gives it not good, but decent speed control and icy wind.
Yeah.
But
But again,
other
what are
than
they going to
that,
do? Are
run
they going
it.
to Icy Wind, or are they going to Aurora Veil? Are they going to Howl? Like,
Yeah,
obviously, you're not howling this thing. But
how kill yourself.
actually, speaking about howling and partners for Ninetales, Kirim Black, do we see that?
For
Like, 170 attack stat.
yeah, you valued it at what 40 points? I think it's really good value,
No, no.
honestly.
Kirim Black isn't 40 points, is it?
It is 40 points,
Oh
yes.
my goodness. What have we done?
Me, yeah, me and what's his face, Sean, we're building a team around it, and oh my God,
Wow.
I loved it so much already.
You can run clear amulet on this thing.
Yeah, or you could have fun. You can run loaded dice on it too.
Okay, my only yes, it has a high HP stat. My only concern is this.
Yeah,
Like Deagly and Moonblast are pretty common on fairy types. That's how you're gonna hit
heat
this
wave.
thing.
Oh no, no, wait, never mind. Heat wave's neutral. I'm dumb.
Yeah, like the defensive stat is nice. Like I guess Kirim White the extra 10 Spadef and close combats are probably what you got to look out for. So Terra Ghost on this thing looks pretty freaking good.
Yeah,
But
that is.
Kirim, I can't see Ghost being the best Terra type for it. I think Terra Fire, resist the fairy and the burn, probably be the way to go. This would be more of a Terra Hog for me than Ho or Kirim
Then,
or Kirim White. I can
yeah,
see Kirim Black being a Terra Hog.
yeah,
So, but damn.
yeah. 170. Oof.
Well, think of it like this. Let's just go Adamant for a second. 1 second. This thing has a higher attack stat than Metagross, with no EV investments whatsoever. Metagross.
Metagross. Base 135s. Get fucked.
So it has 205 max attack Adamant. Kirim doesn't have a single point of EV invested, and it has a higher attack stat. Base stats matter, folks. Base stats matter. And with a high HP stat, you don't really have to invest a lot of HP either. So yeah, and having like the Mold Breaker as well as Terravolt, I think that's pretty cool too. So where would you put it? Hella value?
Yeah.
Low
I
hella
would
value,
probably. I would. Yeah. Yeah,
or
because you gotta
40
build a really
points?
good team around it. Because that's what me and Sean were talking about that. It it is good value for its points, but we would have to draft a team just to protect it
Yeah,
or
that's
enable it
true.
a lot.
So does that mean it's high decent? We don't have anything else down there. You just want to put it there for
Yeah.
now.
High decent sounds good.
All right, high decent. Kirim base. Could it work? Its stats aren't
I'm
bad.
I'm no expert on Cura. I've only seen it. I've only
Oops.
seen one person make it work in draft.
Is it Tay?
But
Because he doesn't
goddamn,
count. Oh, it
he
only
is a
gets
goat.
pressure?
Yeah.
You know what? Okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm going to cook a bit. The HP stat is there. And it
Yes.
has an attack and a special attack. The
Yes.
fact that this thing could be run kind of both ways, this I think could be decent. It gets access to freeze dry. I think freeze shock does the same thing, right? No, wait. What's the? Oh no, it's icy wind, right? Its signature
Glaciate.
move. Yeah, glaciate. So it's just icy. Oh, stronger icy wind. Is this double target?
Yes.
Okay, so it's a stronger icy wind because icy wind is what 60.
Isn't Icy 155?
Yeah, it's 55. So glaciate is a
Ah.
stronger. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna endorse this thing. 20 points. 20 points. You know. I think it's
You're
pretty
gonna
good. What do
endorse.
you think? Like, what else does it get? Hold on 1 second. So on the physical side, we're getting
Yeah, get.
Iron Head, Rock Slide. Oh god, this is so bad. Dual Wing Beat. Okay, that's not bad. Dual Wing Beat's a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so physical
I've,
meh.
I, from what I've seen it, how it usually likes to be used is
Ooh.
usually a bulky setup, or a bulky life orb set.
Yeah, but Earth Power, Flash Cannon, Shadow Ball, Freeze Dry, Ancient Power, Weather Ball too. Okay, hold on a second. This thing could be decent. I think this might be my hot take so far. At 20
I'm
points,
hearing.
I think this thing is probably right there.
Yeah, I
I've
I don't see it
spoken.
as a hot take.
Yeah, like the
I
fact
do
like versatility in
I do
draft is
see
so
it.
good.
Yeah, I do see it being better than both Garatinas.
Oh, it's
I'm
not
not
saying
sure about
much.
the Dialga. Yeah, I'm not sure about Dialga, but yeah, I do like that placement for 20 points.
All right, everybody. Kevs has a hot take. This thing, you know what? Out of all the hot garbage in the draft, it's better than it. you know.
Wow, rude.
Okay. By the way, are we seeing a trend here? Dragon, 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 dragon. You see where I'm going with this, everybody? Draft, dragon,
Dragon D's nuts
counters.
across your face. Got
Oh
him.
boy.
Don't worry, Fice. I got him. Don't
Hold on.
worry.
I'm gonna DM you 3 letters.
You guys can guess what those 3 letters are.
You should kill yourself now.
Yes.
We gotta use the
Well,
soundboard more. It's great. Okay, Lugia. Should I just throw it at the
I
top?
love that you guys undervalue Lugia. I'm loving it already.
I think it's decent. But I think everybody kind of put it like it wasn't any higher than 40 points when we were kind of talking about, or like tiering it ourselves.
Yeah, I
Because we
think
had 6
you
people
guys
tier.
extremely devalued it.
Probably. So someone
Yeah,
pick
you
it.
guys.
Someone pick it. I've heard.
I'll
Let's
do
just
it.
say
I'll do it.
I've heard many people talking about this thing. So if you want it, don't wait.
Yeah, I know. Uh, Shout out to Riley because he's seen what nasty ass team I already built around it. He hates it already.
Well, the combine sets are really good on it.
Yeah, true.
Would you say for
It's pretty
20
much.
points? Like obviously this thing is not better than Koraidon, Miraidon, Kyogre, and things like that.
Obviously.
But 20 points to 80 points. Is the broken value better or worse than any of those?
That's tough to say.
My only
'Cause,
thing
well,
is Psychic Flying is a horrendous defensive typing.
yes, that's pretty obvious.
Like it is bad. Which means weakness policy works really nicely on it. You can run a Calm Mind set. It sticks around for a while. I just feel like Clear Smog, or Haze, it just neuters this thing. Like what is this thing gonna do if you haze it?
That is true.
You know, like not everyone and not every team's gonna have haze. I'm eating chocolate while we're recording because it's delicious.
You fat fuck.
Mm.
Raider.
It's back, folks. All right.
Yeah, I love it. I love that thing to bits.
I personally would rather have a Ho-Oh. You know, because
I-
it does damage on its own. This thing doesn't do any damage unless it sets up. So, are we
Yeah.
overvaluing this? I think people might be overvalued. I think it's a happy middle between garbage
I think
and too damn good.
for what its point value is, I think it's value. I think it's value. 20
Hella
points
value?
for a Lugia.
Because we've got a category for that.
Yes.
So hella value. Sorry, Lugia. Not a lot of teams are not every team is gonna have haze. So don't get me wrong. Like this thing, if you don't have the right counters to it. By the way, you might want to draft haze everybody this season because A setup, B Tatsugiri Dondozo is back. Just saying. It is super expensive. Just for all the people that think they're going to get some broken restricted and Tatsugiri and Dondozo, those two are both in tier 1. So say goodbye to your 80 pointers and your 60 pointers for your free slots if you want that combo. So yeah, what the hell are you sending me? Don't send me garbage. Like why are you sending me bad teams?
I'll tell you a
Oh,
story.
this
I'll,
is so
I'll tell you a
cringe.
story about it. Yeah,
All
you know
right,
this thing is undefeated.
what's undefeated?
That thing, that cringe I just sent you.
Wait, this is already a team that you guys are. No, this is our model.
Yes.
You have this in another league? Nobody knows what we're talking about, so
Yeah, don't worry about it.
we're
Yeah,
being bad
just
hosts.
look at that. How cringe is that
It's
to be allowed?
anything you send me is not very good, so.
Considering the fact that it's undefeated, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, it hasn't won either.
What do you
Undefeated.
mean?
Undefeated is only half the story. It's like I've never lost. You've also never won.
The team is 6-0.
In the WPL in a future season.
Hopefully, I don't know.
Oh,
No,
6-0.
in a different server.
Vegas
That's why
odds.
I sent this. It's so cringe. I hated watching these games.
Yeah, you're what is it? 6.5 wins is the bet in Vegas right now. 6.5 win. Anyway, I'd bet the under, no question. Anyway, all right. I think this. I'm not sure if we're gonna agree on this. Lunala. Where is Lunala? 60 points.
Your mom got him.
Well, other than that,
Oh, 60 points, baby.
this thing is very good with its multi-scale kind of ability with the Shadow Shield. And it gets Meteor Beam, Power Herb, and it gets Trick Room. I don't know where to put this. I really don't. I think it's very good, but not being able to have a second tier 1, I think, is definitely hindering.
You think?
So, but is it strong enough on its own that you don't need that extra tier 1? Is it that good? Like, it's not a Trick Room sweeper. It's too fast.
No. Man, hard to say. I have no experience with Lunala, honestly, so.
Me neither, but like I just think that like the lower value stuff or like the lower points restricteds are going to do really well because of the team you can put around it. You know what though? I think that Lunala should probably be in the high decent. What is wrong with my mouse? I just grabbed it and yeah, sure, that's where it should go. You think? Like I think it's good. Decent is good. We should change it again. Let's go good. We just keep changing the category.
It's pretty, man. It's just it's so hard to judge. What makes it a lot better is
Hard to
the
judge is the
hard to
name of the
judge.
category.
Judge.
It's gonna be decent. It is hard to judge because like I feel like this thing it gets Trick 'em up really well because of the Shadow Shield and its bulk.
Yeah.
But like it's just not
Don't
a Trick Room
again.
sweeper on its own. Like it's like quad weakness. Like you hit it once with a little bit of chip, and then this thing just goes down to a Shadow Sneak, right? Not quite obviously, but a quad weakness is like what are its defenses right now? Let me see Lunala.
Me one-shotting a Lunala with Marshadow.
But
That was
89 defense, 137 HP. Okay, 97. This thing's fast. This thing has the same speed as Urshifu.
Yeah. That's why I think the whole idea of Trick Room around this mon is not the best.
Well, and
Even
it does
though-
get
even though
Tailwind
it's
though.
proven- yeah,
Hold on
even
a
though it's
second.
proven to work.
Like, look at this. This thing gets the Meteor Beam, Power Herb. It gets Calm Mind, Icy Wind 2, Expanding Force 2 if you want to draft, like, the right support around it. Like, if you get your Indeedee or something, or even, like, a Meowstic. Moonblast 2. This thing definitely wants to hog your Terra, but Tailwind, Wide Guard, Will-O-Wisp. But also, if you're using your support, your restricted pick as a support mon, I think it's a missed
Well,
opportunity.
it can be your sweeper and then just have like a support option.
Versatility. It's versatile, and its stats don't blow you away, but they're still good. Maybe we just put it in decent. Do you want to put it higher or leave it right where it is?
I do personally. Nah, I think it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
All right.
It's good.
This is the hardest one so far, I think. This is the toughest
Yeah.
one. The other ones kind of just went.
Yeah, because from what I remember is Trick Room being its best option, but with this what the speed stat has, I don't think it's the best option for Trick Room, honestly.
Yeah, like, yeah, the partners. I'm sure you can think of a lot. Like, if you need Trick 'em up to win, this thing will do it. Like Ursaluna or something next to it, or I don't know, like Raging Bolt or something. Like if you can sweep with your partner in Trick Room, this thing's getting Trick Room up whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
So like, you know what? I'd put it right where it is because it's kind of a master of none, does what it does pretty well, versatile. Anywho, we have a lot more mons to go over. What about
Next one,
Mewtwo?
dog
I
water.
love Mewtwo.
Dog shit. Dog shit.
All right, not included. It's not. We're just deleting it from the draft. I would put it in the decent column because it's so cheap. 40 points, right?
I would put it in a can work. Just
All right, everybody.
I
This
do
thing
like-
is not good. Don't draft it because I will. This thing's move pool is insanity.
It's an insane move pool. Great. It has
154
decent support.
special attack. Its speed is 130. Like, my only gripe against it is it's a psychic type.
Yes.
I want every psychic type. It's hard to fit more than one or two because your ghost. There's not a lot of ghost resists in the game. Normal type, dark type. That's it. So, and you
Yeah.
draft two of them. There's two more fighting weaknesses. Now your team's kind of struggling with that. So, Mewtwo, if that's gonna be your psychic type, I think that's probably fine. I think Mewtwo is decent to build a team around. It's really scary. I don't think anybody wants to face this. Turn 1, game 1, Mewtwo lead. What happens? What do you plan for?
I plan for Trick Room, Iron Ball, Mewtwo.
Yeah, it's the best set. It's the best set it can do. I think this thing can do so many different things, and just giving doubt to your opponent and not knowing is a problem in itself. It's the game inside the game. I would put it one higher. I'd put it in decent. I think 40 points. There are a lot of other 40 pointers, like obviously Dialga and Kyurem Black and stuff like that, and Lunala. I don't think Mewtwo can stand with those exactly, but I do think Mewtwo's pretty good. So I would say
Alright,
put it
valid.
here. Low tier decent.
Valid.
Like its
Alright.
move pool's really freaking good. The Necrozmas, let's do all three of them. What's the garbage one? Where's that one going?
Regular Necrozma's the dog water one.
Yeah.
And
Does it
immediately
get
after,
anything?
it's Dawnwings, Necrozma's the middle one, and Duskmane is the better one of the
Well,
three.
first of all, from the criteria that we just used for Mewtwo, Necrozma doesn't have anywhere near what Mewtwo does. Doesn't have the speed stat, doesn't have the offense, and doesn't have the move pool. So no matter what, it has to be below it. So it's at least here, at best here. I don't think it's anywhere near Giratina.
Even for 20 points, I don't think it's really worth it.
Honestly, I think it's probably in the meh column. You know,
Yep.
we got our first usable meh.
Meh.
Because these ones are just for the memes. Let's be honest. Like, you're not picking Calyrex unless you going for the memes. The Dawn Wings.
The Dawnwings. Here we go.
This one I think is gonna be pretty. Where's this one tiered?
60 points.
Yeah, that's a little high. See, okay, so this I think this one's better than Lunala. Because you have a higher special
Really?
attack stat, you get the same move pool, you have better bulk, except for the HP stat, and the speed is lower. So you still get Trick Room, but it can use it. I think this thing's better. Do you? Like, it doesn't have Shadow Shield. Oh, well. This ability's pretty broken too.
Yeah, it just prevents stat drops.
No, it's what's it called? The super effective hits, like filter.
Oh, filter. The filter. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, so it's just ×3 for its quad weakness. Which is pretty good with the bulk that it has.
Yeah. Whoa.
Well, and the fact that you're running this thing on the slower side of the spectrum, you're probably going to invest in HP anyway, so 204.
Wait. The bulk seems very similar, just redistributed.
As what, the Lunala?
Lunala, yes.
Lunala has what, 80 defense?
It has 89 defense, 137 HP, and 107.
So can we rebuild this thing? Let's see. Hold on.
And
Krasma.
it
Can we
has
get to
the same attack.
129? 129. Cool. We have 147.
Minus 20. Yeah, it's the same thing, pretty much.
147. But here's the thing. We don't have 256 EVs left. So Lunala has less bulk. I think it's the attack stat that's ruining it.
Well, they both have the
Oh,
same
they have the
attack.
same. They have the same.
The
Maybe
only,
it's the
the only thing
speed.
that switches, the speed reduces to give it to the special attack.
Yeah,
That's
which I do think it makes it better.
Yes.
Because you don't need any HP in this new Lunala, but if you throw it in the defenses to get where Necrozma is, you have 256 left, and then Lunala has 196 to have the same defensive EVs. Yeah, it has like what 7 HP points. So we can't go that high.
Who's gonna be the Chad to run the Sword Stance Necrozma Dawnwing set?
Oh my goodness. So so where are we putting this thing? Are we putting I think this thing's better than Lunala in draft.
Yes.
Better than Lugia? 60 points though, it goes below. Or
Well,
we put it in decent just above Lunala.
yeah.
Because
Sounds
Lugia,
about
we all agree that Lugia is really nice value. So I just think that 60 points is pretty high. But I do think it'll be really good. So I wouldn't say it's hella value. I'd say it's good. Decent.
Yes.
Like these so
Decent, yeah.
just because we're almost done. Like we only got like, the obvious ones left. But like I would say that just to remind everybody, so this is like the value is stupid. Broken. So regardless of how much it's worth, obviously this is 40 points, this is 80. The value is just stupid. And then you have like the really good value. Like definitely go for these. They'll probably go early. Decent. You know what? If you end up with one of these, I think you'll be happy. Because you'll be able to build a decent team around it. This one means that your draft probably didn't go the right way. Because again, with the value of the picks and what they can do, they need a lot of help. And then you have the memes. Pretty much. And so far, I think we're doing a pretty good job. Let's do the other Necrozma. Where are you putting this thing? Intimidate fodder again.
Yep. It's gonna be hard. I have no idea because there's always the discussion of that Solgaleo being better than Duskmane. Just
Well,
because
it does get Trick Room again. It does get Trick Room, and its typing is way friggin' better.
It's the same typing.
No, it's Steel. Oh, as
I
the
said
no,
Solgaleo and Necrozma.
yeah, I'm comparing it to the other Necrozma, I guess, but
No,
yeah,
no.
Solgaleo, it doesn't have the what's it called? The what do they
It
call
has
it?
full
Clear
full
body,
metal
whatever.
body.
Yeah, that thing. Yeah, so this thing you can intimidate it. Its attack stat is naturally higher, and you can hold an item to kind of stop it from going. Yeah, Photon Geyser's pretty cool. Yeah, does it have the Sunsteel Strike? Yes. So this is pretty good too,
Yeah.
but it's steel. It's not super great offensively. Yeah, I think this thing could be pretty good. Honestly, like Dragon Dance, I can see a Dragon Dance set being really good on this thing.
The Dragon Dance.
Like if you just run max like 129, yeah, with a single Dragon Dance, it doesn't get fast enough. Because I was gonna say like there's a lot of stuff that has 130 speed, like base 130, and after a +1, this doesn't quite get there. You need 134. But after a Dragon Dance, it is outspeeding most things. But Icy Wind, Electro Web, like this thing is gonna have a hard time getting D dances off. I think it's bulky enough, and that's a lot of investment. That's a lot of investment. So I think this thing needs a lot of help. So and is it 60 points as well? The Duskmane?
Yes.
Yeah, this thing, the value is really bad. I think I wouldn't even put it in the decent column. It's too expensive. Would you say? Like I'd put it above the Origin, Dialga Origin, but
Yeah.
or would you put it higher?
honestly have no idea. It's pretty hard for me to judge it in draft because these are the
It
four
can
mons
work.
that I rarely see because
Like, it
everybody
can
else
work.
drafts everything else. Yeah, it can work. Yeah.
Yeah, like it does meet the definition of this column. Like, it could work. You know, it could work. Watch Jen Ale draft it and just mop people with it, and then I'll look foolish.
Do it. Do it.
More so than I already do. Hey, I'm surprised we didn't get to this origin form. We did the other ones pretty. Oh, I dropped something. Pretty early. Where would you put? I love this thing, by the way.
Oh, so do I. I loved it so much.
Palkia Origin.
Yes.
I think this thing is really. This was actually the very first Pokemon I tried in Restricted this season. Like, I went with the Rain team with the Hydro Pump. With this special attack stat, oh my goodness. And it's the speed, though. Oh.
Yeah, I loved this thing, and what everybody says was a terrible pick for a Groudon team, because I used this in a double restricted format. Remember that when I had the Groudon Flutter main, and I grabbed the Palkia Origin?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, everybody dogged on that, even though Palkia was the one stealing the show on that team.
Whoa. Look at the coverage on this thing.
Yeah, it's insane too, yeah.
Yeah,
Palkia Origin is amazing.
Flamethrower, Earth Power, T-Bolt, Aura Sphere, Power Gem. Did I say Earth Power? Yeah.
Yes.
Earth Power, Ice Beam. What does this thing not get? Yeah, this thing in draft is gonna meet any need you possibly want, and with that speed stat, that's Sceptile. Like, Sceptile's really freaking fast. It's not like Weavile or anything, but yeah, I think this thing is so fast and hits so hard, doesn't need any help. If you draft any help, it gets better. So honestly, I think this thing is fantastic. What's it worth? 60?
60.
Yeah, it's probably right where it needs to be. I'd put it in the low hella value just because of the coverage it gets and the natural stats. I would put this thing right here.
Yes, I can agree with that.
Would you put it above like Ho-Oh? I would maybe above Ho-Oh.
I could say yeah, but I can see that above Ho.
And would you put Lugia above Ho-Oh? Nah, I think we talked about that earlier.
No.
Base Palkia. Still good. 100 speed is nice. I think that's kind of. It'd be nice to have the extra speed, but 100 is kind of. You'll have to invest a lot of speed just to match other base hundreds, right?
Yeah, well, there's not really much base hundreds, so.
But like this attacks. Do you ever run this thing physical?
I've seen it. I've never done it. I've seen someone else try it out. Usually fails.
Like if you're not facing an Intimidate user, and you don't have like prominent Will-O-Wisp users, this thing is just kind of asking to just D-Dance, right? Doesn't it get Dragon Dance?
No, bulk up.
Bulk up. Who bulk up on this thing? Oh my goodness. Yo, I'm a fan.
Stop.
Yo, hold on. Let me cook. All right. Is it 60 points is the question?
It is 60 points, yes.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't put it in the super value. I think it's good. Just like its typing is fantastic. Like we didn't even talk about that with the origin form. Like Dragon Water is ridiculous. Like Dragon Fairy, that's it.
Freeze dry too. Don't forget that.
Best type in the game is freeze dry.
Yes.
I love freeze dry types. Yeah, you're right. Freeze dry, it definitely hurts it, but the special defense being so high too, like it's, yeah.
120.
I think 120. Yeah, I think Palkia is good and it can work, but I just think that the value, like you can definitely get much better value out of your restricted than the 60 pointer. So, yeah, is it really that bad if you have to settle for Palkia? You know. It's like, oh, I didn't get what I wanted, so I guess I'll get Palkia. It's like, you're still going to have a good team. You know?
Yeah.
So. This is the fun one, though. Rayquaza.
The hardest one to tier.
What's it worth? 60? Could you imagine if we were signing this right now? It's like, hey, Kevs, what's this? Oh, make it 40. Make it 60.
Make it 20. It sucks.
This is how we do it. Well, I want it,
Yeah.
so make it 20. No, I'm kidding. 150 attack and special attack. Its speed stat is where I think it really suffers.
Yeah.
95.
Yep.
If you grab Chien Pao as your tier 1, does this thing become phenomenal, and are there any other partners that would be very good for it? And if there's only one that could make it very good, it's probably low value.
Possibly, yeah. I don't see anybody running Rayquaza without the Champ out. Let's be honest. If you're running the full physical set,
So if you were wanting to go for the Rayquaza model, you would go for a round 1 Chien Pao pick first, which I think is a good pick. I do think that's a very good pick. If Rayquaza's I would not go for Rayquaza first, then grab Chien Pao, because I think Chien Pao is drafted every season. It does really well. Everybody loves the D-Knight stuff. Yeah, like I just think that like Rayquaza, like I don't know. I'll let you tier this one on your own. I don't really know. Like,
well, there's two setbacks to it, which is its bulk compared to the rest of the restricted.
yeah,
And the speed stat.
the speed stat really hurts it. E-speed doesn't really care, I guess, but
Yeah, but you also, well, this is draft, so Fluttermane doesn't really matter as much anymore too.
its coverage is really good too, isn't it?
Oh yeah, its
Ooh,
special
Meteor
coverage
Beam
is
Power
insane.
Herb. Hey, yo.
It gets everything.
And
Yes,
yo,
and it
hold
gets
on.
Meteor Beam.
Rayquaza gets Tailwind?
Yes, it's really good.
Yo. All right. This thing's not bad. You can run it support and offensive.
Move wise, yes, but it's just the stats.
It can work.
Like the defensive stat and the speed stat are like that really hinder it
I-
a
I
lot.
I think whoever drafts it, I think we'll have a good time. You know?
Oh yeah, because first you have to guess what type of set it is. 'Cause it
Oh
can
yeah,
run
good luck.
a lot of sets. It can
And
run Choice Band, Choice Specs, Scarf, Focus Sash.
Yeah, like I'd probably put Rayquaza in the same category, not tier list, whatever it is, but in the same arguments why Mewtwo is very good. I would also apply to Rayquaza, but the natural 130 speed on Mewtwo makes it, in my opinion, better than Rayquaza when it comes to value, because it's also 40 points for Mewtwo, 60 points for Rayquaza. I just think it's too expensive for what it's gonna do, and it requires a pretty specific team. It doesn't mean it can't work without Chien Pao, but you really want Chien Pao with this thing.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I agree with that.
But good luck everybody else for whoever gets it.
Yeah, Eat Ass, Smoke Grass, Sled Fast.
Yeah, no inner focus though. You know, so you have to run Clear Amulet, so you can't band it.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of that. Let's mosey. Reshiram. I think this thing's phenomenal value. 40 points.
Yes, sir.
Like, I would put this thing right up here. These are ones I'm looking at. Like, I'm looking at Reshiram. Like, Dragon Fire? What is it? Dragon, Rock, Ground. I think that's it, right?
Yes.
Weaknesses? Yeah. Like, damn.
Yes, sir.
So we both agree on that. Both 40 points. Do you think it's better than Ho-Oh?
This is just going off
I might think so.
what I've seen so far. I do think Reshiram is slightly better than Ho-Oh as of now.
Ooh, 150. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And Mold Breaker. Pretty much Mold Breaker. Hey, and hear me out. Physical Reshiram. Hold on. Let me get into this. Let me explain.
No. Chef, get out the kitchen. Chef.
Yeah. I'd say it's probably a little bit better than Ho-Oh. Because they both have the natural offense. They're both not super fast. They've got decent bulk.
Both fires.
They're both fire types. This has the dragon type, I guess, so it doesn't have a quad weakness. Its typing is much better. And they're both the same value. I think you'd be very happy with either of these. Yeah, so I'd put that there. Solgaleo. Are we going to put this in the broken column? Or do you just grab Metagross?
No way you just said that, right?
Well, okay, here's why. Because Solgaleo and Metagross, they're very similar. And you don't have to
Yes.
waste your tier 1 pick. Or, sorry, your restricted pick. Like, the HP stat is way friggin' higher. You know what? Yeah, the defense stat being 130. So there's that. Like, this thing is more well-rounded defensively. But yeah, like... But here's my question. If you can get Metagross and you really want a defensive steel, psychic, physical attacker that can't be intimidated, can't be breaking swiped, whatever it is, do you use your restricted pick on something else that you can get for less? Like, I'm actually asking that. Like, I don't like the attack stat's identical. Like, are you really gonna pay your restricted slot just for more bulk? And it's speed 97 or Urshifu speed, Do I make a good point or am I just like stupid Jay? I could be both.
Yes, you are stupid. We know
Yeah,
that.
it could be both.
But
Yeah.
I don't know.
I still think it's really good. Because I think Metagross is good too. But rather than looking at the partners, I'd put this in good value. What's this worth? 60 points?
60 points, yes. Yeah, I think it's pretty good value too, honestly. Because it over Metagross, it has the extra bulk and slightly faster.
Yeah. Would you
And
put this
better
with
stat.
the Dawn Wings?
Dawn Wings. Yeah.
Like
That
I
seems about
think
right.
it's good. I think it's good. I think you're gonna have a hard time stopping this thing if you go Terra Fire on it. You share the ground weakness that you already had before, but I don't know. I guess in Ultra Ball, I can see this thing not doing that well. Master Ball, I can see just some wizard. Disquake. Everybody loves their Disquake in Ultra Ball. They love it.
Eh,
They love it. Ugh. It's like a fine wine to those Ultra Ballers. They love their EQ spam. It's funny. I haven't seen Disquake and Master Ball in years.
all right, I'm running it next week.
Nice. There won't be a next week for you. Knock on wood. I think we're gonna piss people off if we put it down in decent. Let's just put it in hella value and your mom.
All right.
Whatever.
Let's put it in your mom.
Yeah, let's put it in. Oh my goodness. All right, Zacian Zamazenta, the Crowned.
Oh my god, I'm gonna get hate for this. I just think regular Zacian is value.
Okay, but I agree with
I-
that. But the Crown. Well,
I
where would
perso-
you? I think this one's in the
I-
broken value tier. It's 40 points.
Yes. I prefer the regular Zacian over the Zacian Crown.
I would agree with that because the item having Clear Amulet and stuff like that, and having that ability and being Pure Fairy is just really nice.
Yes.
The speed stat is there too, so honestly, I would agree with that.
What is it, 136, 138?
138.
Yeah,
It's really
138,
freaking
yeah.
good. Being able to stop the intimidates against it, I think, are really nice, and I think the Howl spam would be really nice as well as just a tool. So, I think I would agree with you. I think this one's really good value, and I think I'd put the Crown just below it. And you know what's funny? I'd probably put this one. I don't think it's broken.
That is my goat.
Where
that
is
is my goat.
Zamazenta crowned? Is it 60 points?
Sorry, one sec. That is all the way at the bottom. You guys put it at 80. So I think
Zamazenta at 80 points?
yeah, you guys are crazy.
Yeah, that's
No,
got to
but
be in the lower
No, for 80, I think it's pretty good still.
for hella
From what
value.
I've seen, that thing.
Well, because you're not facing Cali's Shadow. Like, wide guard with this thing and the Iron Defense Body Press. Like, yes, it's stab body press. Like, there's so many Iron Defense Body Press users in draft, right?
Yeah, but this one's the one that's way over the top. Because you already start out at +1.
Yeah, again, Haze.
And it's probably the best Iron Defense mon with body press with the highest def stat.
Yeah, my only thing is it's just 80 points. You know? Like, I'd pick Zacian every day of the week over Zamazenta if I had 80 points to spare and there was nothing left. No question I'd be going for Zacian.
Yeah, I think this just boils down to what every
Yeah.
individual prefers. Because me, I prefer the Zamazenta over the Zacian Crown.
Well, I think the Zacian Crown is still pretty friggin' good. I'd probably put it right about here.
Yeah.
You know,
Wait,
below these. Yeah.
did Dauntless Shield get nerfed just like Intrepid Sword?
Yeah, like, so it's only a one-time activation.
Once per battle. Ah, that's right.
So
But it
yeah,
isn't
you know
really
what? It's as used as it is in VGC right now. It'd be kind of silly to put it any lower than this. It's clearly good for a reason. 1 iron defense and you're at +3. And then body press just kills everything. So so where do you put their other Zamazenta? This one's 40 points, right?
No, yes. No, yes. Yes, you guys put it at 40, yes.
So the pure fighting type on it and not having the steel, does that hurt it a lot? I know it hurts it, but does it hurt it
Only
a
for
lot?
the fairy. Only because of the fairy, which is the most prominent.
So would you
type
put it
to go
in
up against.
decent? Like, I'd put it below Mewtwo, in my opinion. Honestly, even in the it can work category. Like, honestly, there's so many good restricteds. I'd probably put it down here. Like, it could work. I think it's pretty good. 40 points.
For 40 points. I think I would put it in decent, honestly, myself. Just
Yeah,
because
that's fine.
I don't. This is because what I've seen people do with it. It's been pretty good. I've seen in the past, and in this gen, just this gen specifically with these two, I've seen both Zamazentas do better than both Zacians.
Yeah, you
Which is
haven't really seen a lot of Zacian, honestly.
Yeah, which is something crazy to say because Zacian was the most broken restricted last generation.
Yeah, like being able to switch out and reactivate your Intrepid Sword is it's really nice. And Incineroar in VGC is just everywhere. So it's, yeah, I understand why it's not really used right now, but in draft, I think it would be really, not even every team has Intimidate. Like, if you don't have Intimidate against the Zacian, you're in a lot of trouble. Like, this thing is just going to wipe through you. So I don't know. Like, I don't usually think Intimidate's like crazy value in draft. Like, I think it's nice to have, but if you have, in a format like this, force them to run Clear Amulet. Force them to, even if you don't bring the Intimidate. It makes them run it.
For these nuts, got him.
Let me send you another DM.
Disappointment in your voice.
I'm gonna send you another DM. And I think that
You should kill yourself now.
honestly, I was actually gonna say the next part of that, but I clicked it at a perfect time. Zekrom, 40 points. I think this thing's very good value.
Yes, very good. Yes.
Like, it's typing Electric Dragon is very nice. Fairy, Ground, Dragon. That's it, right?
Ice.
Oh, Ice. Yeah, my bad. I forgot about Ice. Yeah, you know what?
I think it's
Bolt Miss is its
either
signature move.
it's either high decent or low value.
I think that the point value of it makes it decent.
Yes. It is the bulkier of the three out of the Gen 5 dragons.
Yeah. Well, and Tevis
And
won a championship with it. That was with Dynamax, but he made it work.
Yeah. And it still has a ridiculous attack of 150.
And the special attack is usable as well.
Oh. Somebody kill this guy for saying that.
No, but electric moves, the special electric moves are better than the physical. So, you know what? If you have I don't know, like Charge a Bug. Now I'll kill myself. Sorry, Riley.
Please.
Please do it. Yeah, I don't know.
I do like it a lot. It's a bulkier. It's the bulkier dragon.
It's got my attention.
Yeah, it's got. I heard quite a few people in the server say they like Zekrom. So.
So I think in
They're
the
looking
end,
into
just to kind of put like a little bit of a bow on what we're doing right here is no matter what you pick, you're going to end up with a decent team. You have to draft smart. Whatever you pick, you need to have a supporting cast. If something's really expensive, such as the 80 pointers, you better be able to support it with your non-free picks, I guess the mandatory picks, the tiers 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s. Yeah, like if you want to go for something super expensive, you got to be able to make it work, right? That's why I think a lot of people are going to be drawn more towards the 20 and the 40 pointers. It's definitely got my eye, like Zekrom, Reshiram, Ho-Oh. I think those are going to be really nice value picks, and then you can get kind of round out your roster and stuff. But at the same time, is it really a bad thing if you have to settle for Kyogre, Groudon, Miraidon, Koraidon, Zacian?
I don't think anybody's gonna complain.
Exactly,
about
exactly. So, when we do the draft order, I don't think anyone's going to be upset other than the fact that they have to wait. You know, unlike the
Well,
first time where people were like, "Well, all the good ones are going to be gone," and sure enough, they all
there's
were.
gonna be, yeah, there's gonna be the people that want the obvious broken ass mons, and then there's gonna be the others that are waiting to draft the lower point value mons.
Yeah, I think Master Ball is really cool when it comes to people wanting to like have a well-rounded roster, like Jene, Great Marsh, Octo, things like that. They like going for like well-rounded rosters, and then you have like really successful players like Noah and Sick and stuff like that that go for like the top mons.
Heavy. Yeah.
But it works. Every model that we just mentioned works. It's just how do you want to play that season, right? And that's why draft is so much fun, is because you have to decide how you want to play before you even build ideas, right? Are we saying Eternatus is the most value in the entire draft? Is that what we're saying?
No, I would probably say no. But, well, for what the point stat is,
It's still
probably,
40.
but not really. I would put it below Zacian. I think Zacian is better for 40 points, honestly.
Okay. Yeah, I actually voted on my tier list to have Kieran White worth 80 points. Like Riley, that might have been a little bit too high, but I also know that if you get the right support around that thing, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Like,
I think all you need is snow and speed control. That's it. You don't need
well,
anything else.
look how it worked. Obviously, snow was a different mechanic back then, but Persian Alola really made this thing good. When Riley had it, remember that?
Yeah. Riley and his damn cat.
Yeah, that actually won MVP that season. Alolan,
cat?
Alolan Persian.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah,
Holy macaroni.
Holy macaroni, indeed, guy.
yeah.
Oh yeah, betcha, bud.
So if you watch this whole video, get a life. We're at like an hour and a half.
Honestly, this tier list doesn't look off if we just look at it as a restricted concept, like just restricted, not the points. What are you doing? Cheater.
I'm just gonna pull up the tier list just so people can kind of see it. So these are all the point totals. Pause it if you want to have a look at it. We did release it in the announcement, so I'm sure you have a copy of this. But ooh, we didn't do Terapagos.
Because it's dog water.
Yeah, I think that's the only
Yeah,
one that's not here.
You heard me, LA. You heard me, LA. It's fucking dog water,
He
guy.
loves that thing. He freaking loves it.
Trash. It's shit.
What's this guy's deal?
What is this guy's deal? Why are you hating on it so much? Okay, so let's just call, I don't know, the dog. Let's just use the dog.
That's Terapagos?
That's Terapagos. Okay, where are you going to put it? 80 points. Do you think it's good value? Broken?
I don't think it's broken, honestly.
I don't think it's broken. 80 points is a lot. I think if you grab like Clefairy in tier 2 or something like that with the Terapagos, I think it's pretty easy to support.
Yeah.
I think you could probably make it work with a Rage Powder Mon.
All right, here's this for you cringe people out there. Terapagos, Amoonguss, Clefairy. Done.
Well, Vivian too. Vivian quad resists all the fighting moves going into it, so.
Oh yeah.
So honestly, I do think there's a lot of support options, like even Vileplume, like resisting.
That's my goat. That's my
Yeah.
goat.
Rage Powder, Poison, resisting all the.
It doesn't get Rage Powder.
It doesn't? Oh shoot. Well,
No.
talk about killing myself.
Please stream it tonight.
Killing myself. That's tune in next time for Jay to do more
Yeah,
Pokemon
I'll
talk.
be here on myself just laughing at his passing.
Well, I was talking about making another video about Pokemon. I don't know what you were talking about. Where the hell is Terapagos going so we can end the damn video?
I don't know. Low value.
Just to piss off LA, let's put it below Cosmog.
Yeah, there you go. That works.
Yeah.
Let's put it in meh.
80
It
points, it's
fucking
not.
sucked, LA.
It's garbage.
Garbage.
Oh, wow. Poor spacing.
Garbage.
You know what? This is going to bug people too. Garbage.
Leave it like
that.
Garbage.
All right, everybody.
Garbage. Okay.
If you watch the whole thing,
I'm
wow.
sorry that we took this much time out of your life.
I'm not. I wanted to do it.
Yeah, Jay's been bugging me since yesterday.
This is when people are gonna be like, all like good YouTubers would be like, hey, check out the timestamps down below. I'm not doing timestamps. You guys can look for it yourselves.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
fuck
We're just
it.
posting it as is. So anyway, again, not knowing how to end videos. Thanks, Kevs. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, fuck you all.